The Isaiah Factor Uncensored starts now.
Welcome and thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored tonight. Rising tensions in connection to the case of 15-year-old Emmanuel Gonzalez Garcia, who is currently in the custody of the Office of Refugee Resettlement, which cares for unaccompanied, undocumented children. Emmanuel was reported missing on October 4th, and although he was found the next day, he allegedly told police he was homeless and from another country with no family in the area. After police exhausted all options to identify him, ICE helped place him with the Office of Refugee Resettlement. His mother and activists are calling for his return, arguing he is not an unaccompanied minor since his mother is in Houston. The issue came up during Houston City Council this morning. Cesar Espinosa, Executive Director of FIEL Houston, was removed from the chambers after questioning Houston Police Chief Noe Diaz.
Chief Diaz, we've been trying to meet with you. You have yet to meet with us. Why do you lie? Why do you all lie? No, it's not respectable. Why do you lie?
Now, his family says he has autism and is sometimes nonverbal and has the mindset of a 4 or 5-year-old. City Council reviewed the details and video and today heard from Houston Police Chief Noe Diaz as he gave a timeline of the call and how the child ended up at the Department of Health and Human Services Office of Refugee Resettlement.
Once we were not able to confirm the identity provided by the juvenile on scene and to find an acceptable party to leave them with for their safety, after exhausting all options, we contacted CPS locally, and CPS told us, since the young man has told you that he has no parents here, we can't hold someone that is not from here indefinitely. That's the rule at CPS. They referred us to the Department of Health and Human Services or the Office of Refugee Resettlement. HPD patrol officers arrived at 4:43 p.m. and released the young man after hours, after fingerprinting him, after giving him care, after talking through his processes, what we believed we needed to identify him. At 8:45 p.m., because of the federal situation, they didn't have an acceptable means of transportation to take him to the facility, so HPD took him to the facility. At 8:45, he was released to the Office of Refugee Resettlement. On October 10th, 2025 at 10:27 a.m., juvenile intake received a phone call from a female caller, Alexa Sandukas, who was an ad litem representative for the kid, stating she is an attorney for the Office of Refugee Resettlement and representing Emmanuel in the facility. The attorney informed us that Emmanuel did not want his mother to know where he was. So the attorney did not advise the mother of Emmanuel being in custody. Intake officers notified Detective De Leon of the findings. We, the Houston Police Department, decided, no, mom's got to know where the young man is because she's concerned. So we notify the mother of where Emmanuel is being cared for. Detective De Leon noted that Emmanuel was inside the Office of Refugee Resettlement and communicated the information with the mother. However, he gave us a different name, and it didn't hit on any of our systems.
All right, and there you have it from the police chief at HPD. Now, Cesar, from a reasonable person, it sounds like they did everything they can, and so you confront him at City Hall. Why?
Somebody's lying here, Isaiah.
Okay.
And it's not me. And I invite the chief and the mayor to come sit here and explain to you who really is lying in this case.
So when we heard what he said, where would you point out there would be something that's not truthful?
You're talking about a child who has a cognitive ability of a 4 or 5-year-old. For him to tell you, or even articulate that he's homeless, that he doesn't know his mom. The first word that Emmanuel tells his mom when she talks to him on the phone is, "Mom, I know you were looking for me." We have video of that. We have receipts. Then to further say that mom can't take care of him, or that mom doesn't exist, or that they even called mom, or they even tried to call mom. The missing person report was filed with HPD the day this happened. Mm-hmm. You're telling me that in 4 hours they called the missing persons unit and described him? The other thing that Chief Noe Diaz lied about today is he's saying that the picture that they provided of Emmanuel was when he was 10 years old. That picture was taken on his birthday on January 24th of this year. The only problem is that Emmanuel has not only cognitive disabilities, but he also, his growth has been stunted. So he's only a 4-foot little guy who wants to be home with mom. I mean, I don't know where the thing is. Now, I want to also make it very clear that we didn't even know HPD was involved until ICE themselves released a statement saying that they had been called by HPD. So is ICE lying? Is HPD lying? Is Whitmire lying? Who's lying here? We're not.
And so how did he end up by himself in the beginning?
Mom was selling fruit. Mom, like many women, many entrepreneur women, many women who are trying to make ends meet, was selling fruit at the corner of Campbell and Hempstead. Emmanuel says, "Mom, I need to use the restroom." He says, "Give me a second. Let me finish giving this fruit to this person." And then he walks away. And upon further investigation, which we had to do ourselves, not HPD, but we had to do ourselves, it could be Emmanuel running into a bus at 3:37 p.m. that afternoon. It's just 7 minutes after they were at the corner of Clay and Hempstead.
And in the last 10 seconds, what's the next step?
We want Emmanuel to be back with his family. We're going to undergo this process. We thank all the community for the support, and we need Mayor Whitmire and Chief Joey Diaz to stop lying.
All right. Cesar Espinosa, thank you for joining us. And of course, the police chief is welcome here on The Factor.